Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Things CD. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. And I'm just going to jump right into how I quit my job as a X-ray tech. I have been X-ray tech for 8 years now. And this is how I became a stay-at-home mom for the first time. I am married. I have been with my husband for 12 years. We have a 2-year-old. And in 2022, he was 6 months old. COVID was still on and off, and around the time he became 4 months, we both ended up getting COVID, and I was just kind of over the back and forth to the hospital, us getting sick, and I was also nursing. So it was just a lot, and I loved my job. Oh my goodness, I love being an X-ray tech. I am a people's person. I love to talk. I love to interact. But I also was missing family time, and my husband and my mother-in-law were taking care of the baby during the day. My mother-in-law had him in the morning. My husband would get him in the evening, and I would make it home at night around 10 or 11. So around October 22, God came to me and said, it's time to go. And I had made my mind up that it was time for me to be home with my husband and my baby boy. But I had not decided when. I was going to try, it was like October, so I was going to try to finish the year off. But I went to work and I walked into my director and I asked him, how can I put in a 2-week notice? And he said, what? Where are you going? And I said, I'm going home. And everyone that knows me knows that I am a worker. I'm a worker bee. I always had 2 jobs. I will work overnights, weekends, holidays, or whatever, because I just love, like, one thing I love is like paying off debt and stuff like that. So I won't go into that. But anyway, so I will work, pay things off and get it out the way. But we'll talk about that another time. So when I did make the decision, I was sure, but I wasn't sure. You know, it was a little iffy. So I sat down, and at work, they pass out these little our daily bread. And I flipped it open to that date, which is October 11th, which was October 11th, 2022. And it said, go to a land and I will show you. So Abram went, Genesis 12:1-4. Your part, God's part. And I'll skip down to it said, go to a land, God will show you. So Abram went. This was a radical move because no one uprooted like this in the ancient world. But God was asking him to trust him by leaving everything he knew behind, and he would do the rest. Identity, you'll be a great nation. Provision, I'll bless you. Reputation, a great name. Purpose, you'll be a blessing to all people on earth. He made some big mistakes along the way, but by faith, Abraham obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. And to finish this out, this realization took a big burden off of the author's heart. So her name was Janice, off of the author's heart. I don't have to worry about succeeding at my job. She said, I just can focus on trusting God to enable me to do work as God provides the faith we need. May we trust him with all our lives. And it has questions at the end of this daily devotion, the little questions at the bottom. So after you do the reading, it said, what worries you about your responsibilities? And how is God asking you to trust him in your present circumstances? And then it's a prayer. And the prayer is, dear God, I want to surrender to you my fears and worries about succeeding in my roles and responsibilities. Please help me to do my part as you do yours. This message hit me like a ton of bricks. At work, I was unsure, but this message reminded me that it's time. I am sure, and this is it. So then I put my 2-week notice in, and hey, it went good. I did my 2 weeks and I left. So now I've left the job and I'm home with my now 6-month-old, and we're just doing our thing. I'm sleeping in. I'm enjoying motherhood. I have a great supportive spouse. But before I left, I started looking into other things. I always wanted to do something remote. I was super excited about, with me having a degree in radiology, I wanted to do something remote with radiology. So I ended up reaching out and meeting somebody on TikTok that was a rad tech. She had been a rad tech for 10 years and she had experience with remote work. So we instantly connected. She helped me with my resume. She was basically my coach. And we just came together, got everything done. We got my resume together and we applied to radiology jobs. So I didn't get a radiology jobs, but I'm sorry guys, I'm kind of jumping around. While I was home with my son, I bought medical coding books and I was like, I'm looking for an x-ray job, but I didn't apply to jobs. Remind you guys, I never applied to any jobs from 2003 all the way. I didn't apply to any jobs at the end of 22. I didn't apply for any jobs in 23 and all the way to 23. And then I applied to my first job January 24. So during that time, a year and a half has passed. I have studied, I have passed my medical coding test, and now I have my medical coding license. So as I'm excited, as I explained in my previous video about me becoming a medical coder, which that's basically it. So twice God told me to leave the jobs and I wanted to hold on because I went to school for it, I studied for it, I have the education for it, I have the personality for it, and God is like, yeah, and I bless you in those things, I favored you in those things, but it is time to go and I have something better for you. And I just heard God say go, and a shift is happening. So this is where I am today, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me along on this journey as I follow God, as I be obedient, and as I just go along this journey.